My child, the chair you sit in daily, it's not just a place to rest. It's where your spirit goes quiet. It's where your thoughts grow loud. And I've been watching what happens there. You think it's just a routine, a moment to pause. But heaven sees more. Because that chair has become your altar. You sit in it with your phone. You sit in it when you're tired. You sit in it when no one's calling and when no one's coming. But I sit with you, and I see what enters. That chair carries your grief, your stress, your silence, your doubts. You bring them all there day after day, and you don't even notice. You lean back, but your soul leans forward, waiting, searching, craving something deeper than comfort. I saw you last night. You didn't say a word, but your spirit was speaking volumes, and I heard it all. That chair is now holding the weight of what you won't let go. The old memories, the unspoken fears, the names you stopped praying for, the dreams you folded away, the disappointments that sit with you longer than they should. You never invited them, but they came anyway, and they found you in that chair. I've come to interrupt it, that place, that moment, that invisible cycle that keeps spinning while you sit. Because I didn't call you to collapse into comfort. I called you to rise in presence, to remember that you're not alone when you sit down. Something always enters with you. But what enters depends on what you invite. You've unknowingly turned that chair into a sanctuary. But not all spirits are sacred. Some bring exhaustion. Some whisper doubt. Some plant lies in the quiet. You keep wondering why the heaviness comes, but it always starts there, in the chair, where no one sees you, but everything in the spirit watches. And today I want to reclaim that space. That chair isn't cursed, but it's been used by sorrow, by fear, by distraction. Let me purify it. Let me sit there with you, not in silence, but in presence. Because when I sit with you, the heaviness lifts, the enemy leaves, the room changes. I'll show you how. Next time you sit, place your hand on the armrest, close your eyes, whisper my name, and say, Jesus, sit with me. You'll feel it. The air will shift, the atmosphere will break open, and something dark will be forced to leave. Because my name breaks what silence keeps. You thought it was just furniture, but in the spirit, every space has meaning. Every moment becomes a meeting place, even your chair. That's why the enemy loves to wait there, because he knows it's where you let your guard down, where you scroll, where you drift, where you stop resisting, where you forget I'm near. But I've been there, watching, waiting, calling. And today I need you to hear me clearly. That chair can become a throne of peace or a trap of passivity. It's not the seat that matters. It's what you invite when you sit. If you're willing, I will make that chair holy again. I will drive out what hides there. I will speak into your quiet, and you will never sit the same again. I see someone. You sit with a blanket every night. It's brown with a small tear on the edge. That's where you weep when no one knows. This is your sign. Tonight, when you sit there again, you'll feel warmth in your chest, like hands wrapping around your heart. That's me. I'm healing the grief you've been hiding. Another one of you. You always look out the window from that chair. You feel forgotten when you do. But listen closely. A bird will land there this week, and it will pause. That's your confirmation. You are not invisible to heaven. These aren't accidents. They are me, coming close, coming through, breaking through. And if this message has stirred something deep, type Amen 111 if you're tired of the struggle. Because I'm about to bring rest you've never known. Tell me below. What did you feel when you heard this? Don't hold it in. I'm reading every word. And if this message touched your spirit, and you want me to keep speaking to you, then subscribe to this channel. Let me stay near. You don't have to walk alone anymore. There's something sacred about where you sit. Because where your body rests, your spirit listens. And something is always speaking. The chair seems still, but in the unseen, it remembers. It remembers how many times you sat there in pain. It remembers when you said, "I'm done." It remembers the night you asked me why I didn't stop what hurt you. And it remembers when you stopped asking altogether. You used to cry in my presence. Now you scroll in silence. You used to praise. Now you pause, but only to wonder what's next to worry about. And I'm still here, in that chair, waiting, longing, calling your name softly, even if you've stopped calling mine. I never moved, but something else has tried to sit in my place. Distraction, resignation, fatigue. You started calling it normal, but I call it spiritual warfare. The battle has always been over your stillness, because in stillness I speak, in quiet I restore, in pause I pour out peace. But the enemy learned your pattern. He waits for you to sit, so he can speak, so he can twist, so he can whisper thoughts that sound like your own. You've been fighting off heaviness, and you thought it was aging, you thought it was exhaustion, but it was oppression. Spiritual fatigue, not physical. He doesn't come roaring. He comes routine, same time, same posture, same thoughts, same chair. You call it relaxing, but he calls it access. And today I've come to shut that access down. You will no longer sit unaware. You will no longer settle into a spirit of defeat. You will no longer call that heaviness just life, because you were made to rule in peace, not recline in despair. Take back your chair. Anoint it with oil if you have some. Pray over it. Say my name out loud. I'll sit with you. I'll guard that place again. And from that chair, you'll begin to hear me clearly. You'll begin to receive new visions. You'll start sensing when darkness enters a room. You'll feel your chest lighten, your shoulders relax, and the tears you haven't cried in months will start to come back. But this time, they won't be pain. They'll be release. They'll be washing. They'll be me moving through you again. You've been dry, but I'm pouring. You've been numb, but I'm reviving. You thought you were losing passion, but it was never passion you lost. It was my presence being drowned out by noise. The chair will become your revival seat, and I will meet you there, not just once, every day, until you feel strong again. I see someone. You always fold laundry in that chair. You're a caretaker. You give so much, and you never feel poured into. This is your sign. Someone will bring you flowers in the next week. No special reason. That's me, reminding you that you're seen. Another of you, you've been falling asleep in that chair lately. You wake up disoriented, and some nights you dream of shadows. Tonight, say my name 3 times before you rest. You'll sleep in peace. No more torment. The enemy can't stay where I'm invited. This will not just be a message. It will be a moment, a shift, a new beginning. If you felt that this word was carved just for you, comment peace 777 if your spirit is ready for this turning. Let heaven know you're listening, and share your prayer below. I see it. Write it like you're handing it directly to me, because you are. This is just the beginning. What I'm about to do in your home will come from where you sit. You never thought your chair could carry this much, but it has. Every tear, every question, every time you whispered, "God, where are you?" That chair held it. It's not just furniture anymore. It's history. It's memory. It's sacred. And I'm turning it into a doorway. You've cried in that seat. You've scrolled through grief. You've stared at nothing, wondering if I was still writing your story. But I was. You don't see it yet. But that chair is where I've been preparing your comeback. Because the enemy wanted you paralyzed. Not physically, spiritually. He thought if he could keep you sitting long enough, you'd stop believing for more. You'd stop moving in the spirit. You'd stop expecting me. But I've come to rewire what that chair means. It will no longer be a symbol of surrender to fear, but surrender to me. I'm reclaiming your stillness, not for numbness, but for revelation. I will meet you there, and your ears will open again. You'll start hearing things, not strange voices, not confusion, but clarity, direction, wisdom, because my sheep still hear my voice, and that voice is returning to you now. You've waited long enough. You've mourned long enough. You've doubted long enough. Now watch what I do from the place where you once felt nothing. I see a woman. You wear a robe when you sit in that chair. It's blue. And lately, you've been sighing more than speaking. But this is what's coming. You'll hear someone call your name, gently, clearly, when no one else is around. Don't be afraid. That's me. That's your confirmation. You're about to be restored. I see a man. You read the news while sitting. You shake your head, thinking, what can I do? But here's your answer. Pray from that chair this week, just 1 minute a day. And watch how I begin to move in your family first. Your authority doesn't begin in the streets. It begins in the seat. You keep waiting for change to come from outside. But I'm starting it in the inside place, right where you sit. Because what happens in secret will overflow in the open. The healing you want, the clarity you seek, the restoration you're desperate for. It all begins in stillness. You don't have to strive. You don't have to beg. You just have to sit with intention, with invitation, with me. You thought it would take a trip, a service, a miracle far away, but it's coming from where you are now. You've been underestimating your space. You've been doubting your atmosphere. You've been assuming nothing holy can happen in your home. But I sanctify spaces. I transform corners. I invade silence. That chair will become a place of prophecy, a place of dreams, a place where angels enter because you finally welcomed me. Your room will feel different. The air will shift. You'll notice light hit differently. You'll hear music coming from nowhere. These are signs. This is me, and you'll begin to receive again. Not just messages like this, but words directly from my spirit to yours. I will remind you of things you thought you forgot. I will whisper names you haven't prayed for in years. I will show you who needs to hear from you, and you will feel joy again. Not fleeting joy, but quiet, rooted joy, the kind that grows even when everything feels dry. This is the promise I make to you. If you give me your chair, I will give you back your fire. If you offer me your pause, I will restart what you thought was over. If you sit with me, I will make you rise again. Type revival 1212 if you're ready for something to be reignited. Let the atmosphere around you know you're done sitting in silence. What part of this spoke to you? Write it in the comments. There's power in confessing what you felt. I'm not far. I'm in the stillness. I'm in the quiet. And I'm not finished yet. You think nothing happens when you sit down. But heaven watches every moment, because where you sit reveals what you believe. Some of you sit down like it's defeat. You collapse into that chair like hope is over, like nothing is going to shift, like everything is too late now. But I see what you don't. That chair is still a battleground, and you haven't lost. You just stopped noticing the war. The enemy wants to wear you out in silence, to drain you slowly, not with loud disasters, but with quiet resignation. He wants your faith to go numb, to fade gently, to disappear while you're still showing up in church. But I won't let that happen. That's why I'm speaking now. Because the moment you sit without intention, the darkness begins to enter with permission. Not because you're wicked, but because you forgot your authority. Let me remind you, every room you sit in can become a sanctuary. Every chair you sink into can become a throne of dominion. You are seated with me in heavenly places. So why do you slump into hopeless ones? That chair in your living room, your bedroom, your corner by the window is not where dreams go to die. It's where I want to speak again. You don't need a pulpit. You don't need a crowd. You don't need the perfect setting. All I need is your yes, even if it's quiet, even if it's tired, even if it's whispered between tears. Because I work through surrender, not performance. And when you give me your sitting place, I'll turn it into a rising place. You thought the fire in you was gone, but it's only been sleeping. Let me wake it up. Say my name out loud when you sit, even if your voice shakes, even if no one else hears, even if it feels strange at first, because heaven hears what the room doesn't. And when you call on me, I show up. I see someone. You wear a shawl when you sit. It's been passed down. There's grief in its threads. But I say to you, I am unraveling sorrow and weaving joy. You will feel warmth on your shoulder soon, and no one else will be near. That's me. That's your healing. Another one. There's a cup you always hold. Tea or coffee. Something warm. Next time you drink it, you'll get chills, not from cold, but from confirmation. I'm closer than your skin, and I'm not leaving. This is a new hour for you. Not just another word, not just another moment. It's your turning. The chair you've called just a place is now the ground of transformation, because in stillness I'm speaking, and when I speak, things shift. Your memories will start to feel lighter. The ache behind your eyes will ease. Your chest will stop tightening when you sit down, because I'm bringing peace, not the world's peace, but mine. The kind that doesn't need proof, the kind that makes no sense, but fills the room anyway. I am restoring your atmosphere from the inside out, starting with where you sit. No more guilt when you rest. No more shame when you pause. You're not lazy. You're under construction. You're not forgotten. You're being reformed. You're not too late. You're right on time for this moment. Type restoration 3030 if your heart needs to breathe again. Let it be known in heaven and around you. Say, Lord, I'm ready. If you've been waiting for this word, write it out. Declare it. Let the enemy hear what you finally believe again. Because from this chair, a new you will rise. Do you remember the first time you sat there and felt nothing? The first time the peace didn't come? The first time you sank down and it felt like even heaven was silent? I remember, because I was there. You didn't see me, but I sat at your feet. I listened to your heartbeat and I cried with you. That chair has become a silent witness to your pain. But now, I want it to become a loud witness to your breakthrough. You keep asking me to move. You keep begging me for a sign. But what if I told you I've been moving all along, just slower than your eyes can see. You measure my love by the speed of answers, but I measure love by the depth of your surrender. Every time you chose me in that chair, when it hurt, when it was quiet, when no one understood, it was worship. It was incense to my throne. It rose from that room like a hidden flame, and I never missed a single moment. You were never wasting time. You were sowing it. And now, you will reap. There's something building in your atmosphere, something sacred, something holy, because the time you thought was lost is returning as harvest. I see someone. You always check the clock when you sit down, same time every day. But today, you'll look at it, and it'll read 4:44. That's your confirmation. The angels are being assigned. The release is already in motion. I see another. You used to sing in that chair, worship quietly under your breath. But you stopped. Grief took your melody. This week, a song you used to love will play randomly. In a store, on TV, on someone's phone, you'll feel it pull something deep. That's your invitation. Start singing again. Even softly, even broken. It's the sound that stirs heaven. I don't need your perfection. I need your permission. Let me make that chair holy ground again. Invite me, even if you don't have the words. Just sit and whisper, Jesus, I'm here. I'll do the rest. I'll calm your nerves. I'll steady your breath. I'll remove what weighs on your shoulders. This is the healing you didn't know you were allowed to ask for. It's not just physical. It's emotional. It's spiritual. It's the healing of delay, the healing of disappointment, the healing of God. I thought this would have changed by now, because I see how long you've waited, and I haven't ignored you. I've been working in the delay. What feels like waiting to you is preparation to me. You're not late. You're layered. You're not forgotten. You're being fortified. You thought I was absent, but I was building something you'll need for the next season. You'll sit in that chair and laugh again. You'll sit in that chair and see miracles. You'll sit in that chair and feel power surge through your chest like electricity. And you'll know it was worth staying. Because I don't forget those who remain. I reward the ones who sit and still believe. So don't give up. Don't shift back into silence. Don't let the enemy tell you that nothing is happening, because it is. I am. I always have been. Comment breakthrough 555 if you feel it rising in your spirit. Let your faith respond. Let your atmosphere catch fire again. Tell me below, what have you been waiting for me to do? Be honest. Speak it out. I'm here. I'm listening. The place you sit is becoming the place I move, and you won't miss what I do next. There is something sacred about stillness, but only when you know who is sitting with you. Stillness without me becomes stagnation, but stillness with me becomes strength. You've been wondering why things feel paused, why doors aren't opening, why clarity hasn't come. It's because I needed you to sit long enough to hear me. Not with your ears, with your soul. You move fast. Even when your body is still, your mind runs. Your fears race. Your regrets replay. But I've come to interrupt the cycle, to speak into the swirl, to pull you out of the loop. You are not forgotten. You are not stuck. You are seated in a place of divine alignment. This moment, this chair, it's where I'm recalibrating you, preparing you, anointing you. Yes, anointing, because you are being called again. That's why the enemy has fought your stillness so hard. That's why your chair started feeling like a cage. Because I'm about to release you, and he knows it. But not yet. First, I need to show you something. I need to show you the patterns, the spiritual inheritance, the generational wound you've been sitting under. You didn't start it, but it settled on you. And now, in that chair, I'm going to break it, because what started with them will end with you. I see someone. You always sit with your hands folded. You clench them tighter when you're anxious. Lately, you've noticed tingling in your fingers. That's spiritual. The numbness is lifting. You're about to feel again. I see another. You've stopped using that chair. You walk past it. You feel something dark near it. You're not imagining it. An uninvited presence has made its home there. But listen. Open your window. Place your hand on the cushion. Say, "In the name of Jesus, you have no place here." Then sit. Watch what happens. The atmosphere will break. The weight will lift. The enemy will flee, because you carry the name that makes demons tremble. And I want you to use it again. Say it when you sit. Say it when you rise. Say it when fear tries to creep in. There is power in your posture, but only if your heart is aligned. I am teaching you now, not just how to rest, but how to rule. You're not just seated, you are positioned. Not hidden, not discarded, but covered. Because I do my best work in the quiet places. The upper room was small. The tomb was sealed. The manger was hidden. But every time I moved, and I'm about to move through you. Not through a platform, not through a spotlight, but through obedience. Right where you sit, you will hear me more clearly in this next season. Because your chair is becoming a throne room. Your house is becoming a sanctuary. And your stillness is becoming a weapon. When you sit with me, your family will be covered. Your home will be sealed. Your mind will be healed. You're not just pausing life, you're preparing to launch. And I'm not done yet. I'm still shaping, still softening, still calling out the gold I buried inside you. You were never disqualified. You were being refined. So take your place, not in defeat, in authority. Take your seat, like someone who knows who sits beside them. Type authority 999. If you feel me restoring what life tried to take from you, let the unseen world know you are seated in power. Comment. That was for me if something just broke open in your spirit. There's freedom in saying yes. Say it out loud. Let it echo. This chair is not where it ends. It's where the next chapter begins. There's something sacred about this moment. You feel it. Even if you can't explain it. Even if your room looks the same. Something shifted. It's not just words anymore, it's presence. My presence. I'm closer than I've ever been. And this chair is no longer just a chair. It's become a meeting place. You didn't know what would happen when you clicked play. But I knew. I had it marked. Heaven had it scheduled. This is not random. This is rescue. Because you've been slipping. Quietly. Without even realizing it. You've been slowly giving up. Not loudly, but in small, silent ways. One less prayer. One more doubt. One more day letting fear speak louder than faith. But I didn't call you to survive. I called you to rise. And I'm using the very place you thought was your weakest, your sitting place, as your new beginning. I see someone. You have a habit of rocking gently in your chair. It soothes you. But recently, you felt a heaviness settle during those moments. This is what's coming. Next time you begin to rock, you'll feel something lift. It will feel like breath returning. That's me. I'm delivering you from what tried to make you numb. Another one. You sit sideways, legs tucked under you. It's how you process emotions. But lately, you haven't been able to cry. Get ready. Tears will come this week. Not from sorrow, but release. It's the pressure breaking. It's healing coming back to the surface. I know what that chair has held. the secret thoughts, the silent fears, the guilt you haven't shared with anyone. But I don't reject you. I sit beside you, and I still choose you. I know you didn't think you'd still be here. You thought things would have changed by now. You thought the promise would have shown up, the healing, the breakthrough, the open door. But listen closely. Delay is not denial. Waiting is not wasted. And this seat you keep returning to is not where you'll end. It's where I'm launching something new. Do not despise this small place, this quiet moment, this unnoticed room, because I do miracles in silence. Ask Mary, ask Joseph, ask the woman who touched the hem of my robe. It didn't take a crowd. It didn't take a platform. It only took one quiet reach, and everything changed. Reach again. Sit with me like you believe again. Even if your faith is small, mustard seed small, I'll meet you there, because I'm not waiting for perfect faith. I'm just waiting for real surrender. Let this be the moment. Open your hands. Take a deep breath. Say my name. Let the atmosphere respond, because I'm in this chair with you, and what you couldn't feel before, you'll start to feel now. The warmth, the peace, the safety. You're not alone. You're not abandoned. You're not behind. You're exactly where I need you to be, to hear me like this. This is just the beginning. What you felt today, I want to speak it daily. If this message touched your spirit, and you want me to keep speaking to you, then subscribe. Let me stay near. Don't miss another whisper. I will speak again. You will feel me again. You will rise again. Type Deliverance 6060 if something finally broke inside you. Chains fall quietly sometimes, but they fall completely. Share your prayer below. I'm not ignoring it. I'm answering it. Write it like a seed. I'll water it. This chair you're in, it's not just wooden cushion. It's holy now, because you let me in. You've made it to the end. But this isn't the end. It's the beginning of awareness, the beginning of presence, the beginning of sitting differently, because you will never sit the same way again. Now you know. The chair you sit in daily, it's not just about comfort, it's about connection. It's where I've been all along, waiting, watching, whispering. But now, you hear me again, you feel me again, you trust me again. This is what I wanted. Not perfection, not performance, just presence. Yours and mine, together. And now, something in the spirit has shifted. Heaven has taken notice. Angels have been assigned. Your home has been marked. Yes, marked. Because the moment you gave me permission, I gave your atmosphere protection. That corner in your house, that room where you sit, that chair, they are not ordinary anymore. They are sanctified. They are sealed. Even the enemy knows it. That's why you'll notice something different now. A peace when you enter the room. A warmth that wasn't there before. A calmness in your spirit, even when your surroundings stay the same. That's not a feeling. That's me. That's my presence abiding with you. I am staying. I will not visit. I will dwell. I will sit with you when no one else will. When the world forgets, I will remember. When your body grows tired, I will lift you. This is what it means to walk with me, not just on your feet, but in your seat. I go where you go. I sit where you sit. I stay where I'm welcomed. You welcomed me. So now, expect more. Expect revelation. Expect healing. Expect sudden peace to interrupt your pain. And expect divine signs. Because I confirm what I say. I see someone. You've been smelling something sweet while sitting. But there's no candle, no flowers. That scent is me. It's how my angels announce they are near. Another one of you. You'll start seeing flickers of light from the corner of your eye. No bulb is broken. That's not your imagination. It's a glimpse into the spiritual. It's your awareness being sharpened. You are awakening. That's why this word came. To interrupt your cycle. To reveal what's been hidden in plain sight. It was never just a chair. It was never just another day. You were being watched, covered, called, and now you know. Now you sit like someone who knows. So sit with me. Let the day pass slowly. Let your phone stay quiet. Let your thoughts settle. I'm not in the noise. I'm in the whisper. And I will still be whispering long after this message ends. You don't have to do anything grand. You don't have to impress me. Just sit with me. Even if your mind wanders, I will wait. Even if your heart aches, I will comfort. Even if you feel nothing, I will remain. Because I am faithful to finish what I start, and I have started something in you. So hear me now, child. You will never sit the same way again. Type presence, 1717. If you know I'm staying with you, let it be your agreement. Let it be your yes. Tell me below, what are you letting go of now? There's power in naming it. I'll meet you in your confession. This is where it begins. From your chair to my throne to your breakthrough, I'll be with you. I always have been, and I always will be. Now sit and listen. I'm about to speak again.